This is coming from Pride of Detroit, which is part of SB Nation. And it's from a article by Kelly Rowe. She does YouTube videos for them occasionally. I haven't seen it in a while. But according to Pride of Detroit, ex-NFL coach think Lions can reach NFC Championship game. I'm going to say that again. Ex-NFL coach thinks that the Lions can reach NFC Championship game.
Oh, my God.
Now, my first thought was they got to get to the playoffs first. But who is this ex-coach? Well, he used to be a coach on our very team. That would be Mike Martz. Mike Martz won a Super Bowl with the Rams, the greatest show on turf. He believes that the Detroit Lions can make the NFC Championship game. He was on the 33rd team. So the 33rd team, I just found them not too long ago. They are, first of all, the name is fantastic. It absolutely like stellar. 33rd team. It is a YouTube channel and probably a media company that is part of the 33rd team is NFL players, former and current. The St. Brown show that you watch with him and his brother, that should be hilarious this week. That is on the 33rd team. It's fantastic. They going to go long. I remember seeing them, coming across them. They had like 2,000 subs. I'm like, how do they not have more? But the 33rd team is fantastic. Former and present NFL players. He was on there. He said, I think they can make it into the playoffs, and I think they can go a ways in the playoffs. I think they can end up in the NFC Championship. That was from Mike Martz. He said, are they good enough to win the Super Bowl? I don't know if they're good enough on defense, but this is a team that is clearly one of the top 5 or 6 in the league right now. This is prior to the game against the Green Bay Packers. So we know that we have to win and we need help. By the way, the only team that literally controls their own destiny out of the 3 is the Green Bay Packers. They win, they're in. Obviously, if we lose, we're out. But we need some help from the LA Rams. That game will happen at 4:25, and we will be doing it. I'm sure they will put it in this area, knowing that Detroit is going to be watching that game. And when it comes to Ben Johnson, he says, I think right now he's doing the best job in the league, bar none. He incorporates the run, not just the run, but the variation of runs and their downhill runs. They're not all out of the shotgun, he said. So Mike Martz, he used to actually be the offensive coordinator on our team many, many years ago. And he ran one of the greatest offenses we've seen. He was like he was what Ben Johnson is now. And he believes that the Lions can make it to the NFC title game. Now, I will say this. Before this Sunday, I really didn't. I thought the San Francisco 49ers were like Superman, that they were invulnerable. Like you could not penetrate their armor. But seeing what I saw against the Las Vegas Raiders, I think that they are beatable. The defense still scares me half to death because it is legit. Christian McCaffrey, who is questionable coming up into this game. Not that it matters for us, but they have a Deebo Samuels trying to come back for the playoffs. They have George Kittle, Brandon Ayuk. They got a squad. They have a squad. But I'm not as afraid of them as I was before Sunday. I'm not as afraid as I was Sunday. We catch them with the right time, with the right game plan. I do believe we can beat any team. They are the only team that scares me. Real talk. I'm not scared of the Eagles. I believe that the Eagles could go either way. We had them on the ropes after they led big. We had them on the ropes. Just like we did the 49ers prior. Our offensive line has handled Nick Bosa before, who is an absolute tyrant. But I'm not afraid of them anymore. So Mike Martz saying that he thinks we could go all the way. How do you feel about that? And knowing that we're not even in the playoffs yet. It would be different if we had to beat Green Bay and get in. I think we would be much more. What amazes me about this whole thing is that the Green Bay Packers have a 64% chance to make the playoffs simply because they have to win. Ours is like 11 because we need a gift from the LA Rams. We are going to watch that game. I'm sure they'll put it in our area. So we'll know before Sunday night whether we're playing for something or spoiler. But that's amazing to me that we could get in, and I do believe we could go on a run. We catch these teams with the right game plan at the right time. We're going to have to travel all on the road. We know we can beat the Minnesota Vikings. We know that we can give it to the Eagles. You know what I'm saying? And if you look at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Dallas Cowboys, I think we can give it to all these teams. I know our Cowboy game was not that good, but it was one of them Newton's Law thing or Murphy's Law. It was a Murphy and Newton, both of them guys. Just when it went wrong, it was over. We were going to take the lead, and when that fumble happened, that was the end of that. We didn't look back. We never scored again. So I think we can bring it to all these teams. All these teams. But we got to get there first. We got to get there first, and every game will be on the road. Right now, it's shaping up that we will play. Week 18 is going to be crazy. And it's shaping up that we're going to play. I mean, we could play one of three teams. We really could. It's either going to be the Dallas Cowboys, the Philadelphia Eagles, the San Francisco 49ers. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you think that the Detroit Lions could go to the NFC Championship game? I'll tell you what, if they do, Lord, that would be something crazy.